So we are currently in multiplayer, and I just spotted a extremely massive axis deer, but this guy is not the biggest one because there is actually a level 5 axis deer right there. 218 to 259 on the estimate. I believe this is a guaranteed diamond. And as far as I can tell, this is one of the bigger racks, it looks like, so this guy should score pretty high. And we also want to get this 4 down too, because he does have an ever so slight chance of possibly making it. So we're going to try and take both of them down. I have the 243 with me. If we can get a little bit closer, we'll go ahead and take the shot. But that guy right there is an absolute giant. Now, I don't think this second guy has any chance of making diamond now that I look at him again. It doesn't really look like it would make it, but we're still going to try and take him down because he is pretty big and you never know. He might end up scoring higher than I'm thinking. We'll definitely take out this first one, which is right here, and we just spooked off all those red deer right in front of them. Alright, so we got them moving around. Let's see if we can get a good shot. That looked like it was pretty good. He should go down, and yeah, he's losing HP now. That guy might be a little bit uneven, actually. I can't really tell, but I mean, either way, that guy's absolutely massive, and I'm really excited to go get him. Now, hopefully we won't crash on the way over, because Parque Fernando has had a few issues when it comes to crashing with this update. So let's just hope for the best. Honestly, with the host of this server being level 60, I really didn't expect to find anything good this quickly, but this is the third lake that I've been to, and we had this level 5 axis deer. And it looks like we did get vitals on it. I'm not going to send our dog on the track because I don't want to accidentally crash. So we're just going to find it ourselves, and then we can get a view on that big 4, wherever he went to. We'll try to get him also. Ooh, that's him right there. Let's see if we can do this. I think that should be good. Yeah, we got him. That is axis number 2 down. There is our first one. He's stuck in the brush, so not exactly going to be able to get a good screenshot, I don't think. Actually, we might be able to. Let's have our dogs sit and we'll try to get them side by side. You know, honestly, that's not too bad right there. Let's get our dog to howl. Oh, hello there, buddy. Guess he wanted to get out of the picture. But anyway, let's go ahead and pick this thing up. 229.20, that is a diamond axis deer, and it's a really wide one too. Let's go ahead and tax that. That is an extremely wide axis deer. And it is completely symmetrical, so it wasn't uneven like I thought it might be. We honestly can't even fit this guy's antlers in the trophy shot. Or not the trophy shot, but the trophy screen. It's kind of insane that these guys are this huge. I was hoping that we'd end up finding one that just barely makes diamond, because those have the best looking racks. Unfortunately, this guy was a little bit bigger, but I mean, can't really complain because it's a giant diamond regardless. So Hunter has found our second axis deer. I don't think this one has any chance of being diamond, especially with those brow tines being completely gone, but it's still a pretty decent one at 187. Not a bad axis deer. Not as big as I was hoping it would be, though. I also did forget to mention that today we're using the 243 and the 6.5 to kind of change things up a little bit. I absolutely love the 6.5, and it's been a while since I've used it, and I don't ever use this variation of it. I believe this is the lightning one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the green one is the lightning. Actually, yeah, it is. This is the lightning variant of it. I usually use the Rayo just because it looks the best, but to switch it up a little bit, we're using the lightning one today. So I think there is a melanistic axis deer in the back of these guys, and yeah, there is a melanistic female right there. So far, this server's been pretty good for axis deer, but I haven't been finding any good red deer, which is what I was hoping to find since this guy has the time at around 6:30. There is a decent piebald axis deer too. Those aren't exactly rare, but if we can get him, we'll take him down also. But we definitely want to get that melanistic one down. I think this angle right here should be okay, although I'm not 100% confident that we'll be able to get into a lung. but I think we did on both of those. In fact, I think we got heart. That went way better than I was expecting it to. And it looks like Hunter has found our axis deer. There it is, the melanistic one right next to the piebald one. That is pretty cool. Even though the piebald aren't considered a rare, it's still cool to get a piebald next to a melanistic, so go ahead and claim her. There she is, melanistic female axis deer. We did get a heart shot. It doesn't show that it had that penetration to reach it, but clearly it did get into the heart. I think this is probably just a visual bug right here, but that's pretty cool. I guess we'll toss this into one of the secondary lodges or use it as a filler animal for one of the smaller plaques in our Spring Creek Manor. And then as for this guy right here, we're not really going to use him for anything. In fact, he's not really going to go anywhere in any of our lodges since they aren't technically a rare. If we got a diamond one, that would be pretty cool, but this guy right here is just a 184 level 4. So we're just going to move along, give Hunter a treat for being a good dog, and then hopefully we can find something else. Well, it looks like the host just left the session, which means we'll be able to change the time to whatever we want. And I think we're gonna go for some black buck because that was the primary reason I jumped into multiplayer on Parque today, was in hopes of finding a diamond black buck. Because we do need a diamond black buck for the lodge. I'd like to get every single horn type that we can. And there's at least 2 or 3 different horn types for the True Rax diamonds for the black buck, so hopefully we can get one of those. And oh, that's a really nice thing to find. Wow. Okay, so that is a mythical, maybe albino puma? I can't really tell. I think that is. It's so hard to tell from this range. That actually kind of looks like a gray now that I'm getting a closer look. I mean, either way, we're going to take it out because that's an awesome trophy regardless, but I'm hoping this will be albino, but it kind of looks gray to me. But once he lifts his head up, we'll take a shot. And I'm actually kind of surprised that missed. Curious if maybe it was a little bit further away than I expected. Oh, yeah, that's definitely farther than I thought it was. I thought we were at 300 flat, but we're actually at 360. That explains a lot. Let's try to get a better angle and then take this guy out. Well, at closer look, that's definitely just a gray, but it's still a mythical gray nonetheless, which means we'll take it out regardless. Let's just get lined up. That second shot managed to get into a lung, I think, but the first one we ran out of breath right as I shot, or we started to run out of breath, which made it really hard to stay steady on him. But we managed to get the shot into him, which is all that really matters at the end of the day. Yeah, that is definitely not an albino like I initially thought it was, but it's still a pretty big gray puma. Level 8 grays are not super common, at least for me. So that's a pretty awesome trophy. 38.30 on the score, 0.70 below diamond. Pretty cool though. Not bad at all. I'll definitely take it. That was a 274 meter shot right through both lungs. I'm actually kind of surprised the 6.5 has penetration at that angle. The 6.5 always has had some impressive penetration for being such a weak caliber. It's one of those guns where you can rely on it to get into the lung at pretty much any range, but it just doesn't have the knockdown power that a lot of guns do, like the 30-06 and the 303, the M1, etc. But it's still pretty good, and it's still my favorite rifle, primarily because of the sound and the flat shooting. So that is actually a pretty good looking mule deer right there. I think this is one of the racks that has just a single sticker off of each antler, and I really do like the way those look, so we're going to try and take this guy out with the 6.5. I think we should be able to do a frontal shot with the amount of penetration the 6.5 has. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. And yeah, that was a hard shot. Yes, it was definitely no issue at all. Now we can actually see what these other black buck are, because there was quite a few of them. and it looks like it's primarily females, which is a little unfortunate. There is a decent level 4, so I mean, if he gives us a shot, we'll probably take it. And of course, when he finally stops, he's directly behind a tree. That would definitely be how my luck would go. But I'm sure if we just wait, he'll walk out of there in no time, and yeah, he's right there. I think if we get him to stop with the 22 trick, we should be able to get a shot into him. And there we go. So that's a pretty decent black buck along with a really good mule deer. I'm hoping that mule deer will break 300. If it does, that'll be pretty awesome. So there is our mule deer. I think this is the one that scores pretty much at the bottom of that estimate, unfortunately. There's a couple different racks that have a single sticker off the side. One of them is this guy where it kind of, I guess, curls off the side. And then there's another one where it's more straight off the side. So this is the lower scoring one, I do believe, but yeah, 276. So it is the lower scoring one, but it's still good looking. I would love to get a rare with this rack. I think that would look really good in the lodge. I honestly wish that the diamond racks looked kind of like this, but just with more mass and maybe slightly longer tines. Because obviously the current diamonds have a little bit too much tip-to-tip spread, as I think the majority of you guys could agree with. But if they were like this, just a little bit bigger, I think that would be perfect for the diamonds. And as for this little black buck right here, it's not really anything too special. I think it's actually one of the smaller level 4s, and it is at 113.40. Still a cool little black buck. I do really love the true racks for them. I think it's a little bit unfortunate that a lot of people don't really care for black buck or axis deer because they do have really cool true racks, but with the axis deer being broken when they were first released, I think that really killed the hype for them quite a bit. And it's made it so a lot of people aren't really too interested in the axis deer. But with the black buck, I'm not exactly sure why nobody cares too much about them. I honestly think they're pretty awesome. And with the new true racks, they just look insane when you get the bigger ones. But yeah, if you guys have any idea why nobody cares too much about the black buck, feel free to leave a comment down below, because I'm actually pretty curious as to why you may not like them, or why somebody you know may not like them. Because I personally think they're an awesome true racks, and I do think they look really good. So, the servers that I was on for Parque were just not really working out ever since we found that diamond axis deer and then the melanistic one. None of the servers after that were any good whatsoever. So, we're now on Verhonga Savannah because I ran out of Parque servers to join. There's unfortunately just not a lot of people that play on Parque, but there's a lot more people that play Verhonga, and I feel like using the 6.5 here is going to be pretty interesting. So, for the remainder of this video, we will be here on Verhonga instead, but what a better place to start off than our insane Gemsbok drink zone. This server that I joined was at 6:30, which is the perfect time to search this location. Hopefully we can end up finding something good here. I'm not really seeing any Gemsbok that tower over the rest, which is typically what you're looking for when you see a big herd of them like this. You're gonna want to look for the ones that just look way bigger than the rest, and there's actually one right there that might be decent, but it's clear in the back, of course, so it's going to take us a little while to actually be able to see it. But typically that's what you're looking for, just one that's going to stand out compared to the rest. Unfortunately, after spotting them all, there doesn't really seem to be anything too impressive here, just a few level 4s, so we're going to pick a level 4 out of here and try to take it down. There was one level 4 male that looked particularly decent, but I think he's kind of behind everybody. Yeah, he's tucked behind them all, so we're probably going to end up just taking this other level 4 right here. But we can now test the power of the 6.5's penetration on a frontal shot with a Gemsbok, which is going to be pretty interesting. We should have got both of them with that shot right there. Should be 2 Gemsbok going down. Now the first one I'm questioning a little bit. It is going down, so I think we got into a lung? Which is crazy because that thing had its head down. But I think that's what just happened. I think we actually did get into a lung. yeah, we got vitals on both of them. I also completely forgot to grab our dog again. A lot of times when I'm changing servers, I'll put the dog away so I don't end up losing a tent. Because sometimes when you go to the main menu, you'll get the notification that one of your tents was taken down by beavers. And usually having the dog out is what causes that, so I always put the dog away right before I change, and this time I just forgot to grab our dog again. So that's a little unfortunate, but shouldn't be too hard to find these guys. In fact, this one right here is on the way to the one that we were chasing after, so we'll real quickly just snatch up this one. And this is the one that we took the... wow. Okay, so this actually isn't the one that I thought it was. This is the one that we shot second. And yeah, that did pretty good. It gets double lung, but it kills them off extremely slowly. So that is the one downside to using the 6.5 on something as big as a Gemsbok, but I mean, it does the job. That penetration is crazy. It's able to get through the vertebrae and into a lung, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Well, just like in the last Verhonga video, we have a level 5 Gemsbok at this same drink zone. I had never really hunted this zone on my own map, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should do that, because there does seem to be level 5 Gemsbok at this like pretty commonly in multiplayer, so I wonder if our map's gonna be the same. I mean, the guy on this server is level 21, so I guess there's a chance that he has never hunted this location right here. But I mean, either way, that is a level 5 Gemsbok for us to try and take down. I think we can do it right here. That definitely got into a lung, I'd say. But I'm curious... yeah, there it goes. I was gonna say I'm curious how long it's gonna take for it to start losing health, since the 6.5 is pretty weak, but it actually started losing health pretty quickly. So there is some Cape Buffalo near, which means we're now going to make sure our gun is out. And yeah, just as I was expecting, we are gonna have company, it sounds like. I think we got it, though. I mean, one more for good measure just to make sure. Because the last thing we want is to die while we're tracking down a massive level 5 Gemsbok. Hopefully we won't have any more company, but there very well could be more Cape Buffalo coming along here. Ooh, that actually looked... oh my gosh, that's a level 5. Well... we have something else we need to chase after now. Oh my gosh. Well, this is not a good thing at all. I think we're good. I think we took care of the issues. Oh, no, we most certainly didn't. Well, this has become an insanely hectic, hunt. Well, that takes care of that, Buffalo. But we got multiple things to worry about now. We gotta go chase down that Springbok. I couldn't tell if that was the big or small horns. I think it might have been the big horns, though. So we definitely need to go chase that down. Because that, I think, is probably the closest thing to a guarantee as we could possibly get. Because this Gemsbok is most likely not going to be a diamond. However, that Springbok has a pretty high chance of being diamond. I'm honestly really happy that you guys have been requesting Verhonga content a lot, because every time we go here, we get a lot of awesome trophies. Let's go ahead and just pick this guy up and hope that it's a diamond. It's just a gold at 324, so this is a really small one, unfortunately. But that's still cool, we got another level 5 Gemsbok. I don't think this is as tall as the other ones that we got, so I guess that would explain it. But let's go chase down that Springbok. The one thing that is a bit unfortunate, though, is there's a bunch of Cape Buffalo up here, which means there's a chance that we're going to get charged again, and if it charges us as we're trying to stock up on one of them, that's really going to slow things down and probably spook them off. So we just gotta hope for the best when it comes to that. But we got the tracks of these Springboks, so we will try to go chase them down. And in fact, I think that might have been them right there. There he is, and yeah, that's definitely the bighorns. So, this guy has a pretty good chance of making it, so we definitely don't want to mess him up. And I think that was a perfect shot. I cannot wait to claim this guy and see just how big he is. I have a feeling this is going to be a diamond Springbok. Yeah, that's definitely the bighorn, so this right here should be a guaranteed diamond. As far as I know, the bighorns ones don't troll, so provided we got full vitals on there, which it looks like we did by the blood, we should be good. And that looks super, super good right there. I really like how that screenshot turned out. And it is a diamond at 111.70. What a massive Springbok. So we started things off with a diamond axis deer and ended them off with a diamond Springbok. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. It's been a little while since I've got a big Springbok. I believe the last couple that we've found have been the small horns, and one of them trolled, the other ended up actually making it, so it's been a long time since I've had a bighorns one. I was hoping it would be a little bit higher scoring, but actually, now that I think of it, I don't know how much higher they go. You guys let me know down in the comments whether or not this is close to being max score. I don't hunt these guys too often, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think they can break 112. But that is really awesome. Really cool to get a diamond Springbok. And such an awesome photo of our dog right next to it. Oh my gosh, this server just keeps getting better and better. There is another level 5 Gemsbok right there, and that one has a much better chance at making diamond, because that is indeed the bigger horns. This has just gone from being a very slow day of not finding much at all on Parque to getting insane luck on Verhonga Savannah. But honestly, that seems to be how it always is on Verhonga. It's just one of those maps where there's way more max level animals, and just more animals in general, which probably is one of the reasons why there's a lot more max level ones. But this has been a really good server, and that tends to be how it is when you get onto a server with someone who is relatively low leveled. But I think we'll probably get to about 200, then take the shot. It shouldn't be too difficult. As we saw with the last one, the 6.5 does pretty decent work on these Gemsboks, so I'm pretty confident we can easily make this shot. And yeah, this right here should be perfect provided he stops moving. And in fact, I might need to get him to stop. Honestly, I can probably take the walking shot. Or that shot right there, actually. And wow, we got a heart shot on him. We got a heart shot on him. I've never seen an animal survive a heart shot from a 6.5. But as you guys just saw, it didn't die immediately. That took it a little while to actually go down. That's really interesting. I guess that's just one of the cool things about using a lower caliber on an animal the size of a Gemsbok. It makes it so even when you get a heart shot, you get a little bit of, I guess, a period where they're moving around still. Which is kind of interesting. It makes it more realistic for the most part. Because a lot of times in real life when you shoot an animal of any kind pretty much, they tend to run a little ways before they actually fully die. I mean, there is occasions where they drop on the spot, but quite a few different times you'll see animals run a little ways, especially with lower calibers. And that's kind of what we just saw there. Honestly, the only reason why I came to this lake is because it's just about to be time for Cape Buffalo. And instead, we got to catch a Gemsbok towards the end of its drink time. So let's get our dog over here and get a picture of them side by side. Because I really want to make sure we get a good picture of this one, since it has a pretty decent chance of being a diamond. At least, I'm hoping it does. It looks bigger than the other ones. Unfortunately, I can't really get a good angle for a picture on this guy, but let's hope he ends up making diamond. It is just a gold once again at 328. It does have the bigger horns, but still just a gold. So that is 4 in a row that we've been trolled on. That is pretty unfortunate. But that doesn't surprise me. Most of the level 5 males do end up trolling. It's very rare to get one that actually makes diamond. But anyway, I'd say that's a good way to end it there. So let's hop into the trophy lodge and check everything out. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking down this common cinnamon teal and putting our Springbok right there. I feel like that's probably where it's going to fit in best since we have the kudu right next to it. And then just out there we have those wildebeests. So actually, I got a better place for both of these. Just remove both of those. Then put our Springbok right here. And our kudu over here. I think that is much better. It kind of fits better with the wildebeest there. And then eventually we might get some more Verhonga species in place of these diamond mallards and teal. But for now, I think that's just how it's going to have to be. Now for the axis deer, I think what we're going to do is find one of the older ones and replace it with one of the newer ones, since the old ones, they aren't exactly the best to have up here since this was the period when diamonds were pretty common. So we're going to replace one of those with this guy right here. Even though he's lower scoring, I'd prefer to have some actual diamond axis deer instead of the ones from when they were bugged, but we'll keep this guy here for now because it is the rack that I really like. I'd love to find another one of those eventually to replace it, but for now we're going to have him right there and then our brand new one right here. So we are now in our backup lodge, which is the Spring Creek Manor, and we're going to put the rest of the trophies in here because we still have a few of these smaller plaques open. And what better things to put here than some axis deer? But I think for this one we're going to put the teal there because the axis deer would go straight through the roof. I mean, it works. It's almost going through the ceiling, but I think that'll actually work out. And having it right next to the red deer kind of fits, and we got another axis there, so that's about perfect. So yeah, I guess we'll go with that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. That's going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing. I do post 3 to 5 videos a week along with daily live streams starting at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below to let me know if you guys enjoyed the video or not. It really does help a ton, and I try to interact with you guys as much as I can and respond to as many comments, so feel free to leave a comment below with anything that you guys would like to ask me or tell me, and I'll do my best to respond to them. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!